All right, first of all, I had a couple of people drop this week. Well, we're the last day to drop. I could understand. Just so you know, if you do the work, I normally curve by 5 points in the tougher classes. So, for instance, if you do all the work and end up at 75, you're going to get a B. Okay. Now, when I curve, so if I curve by 5 points, so a 75 becomes a B. So does that mean a 74.9 becomes a B? No, that's not 75. Okay. So, I mean, there comes a limit to my curving, because then where do you stop curving? Well, then technically a 73 is close to a 74, and if you curve a 74 to a 75, then a 75. No, so we don't do that. But I know some of these projects are challenging and are tough and are really pissing some of you off. But this is real world stuff.
Like crap.
If I'm a bad guy, you know I'm going to do stuff to confuse you and make you think it's wrong and make you look the wrong way. I mean, come on. The picture of the map, that should have been, there ain't no way it's going that way. You had to know it was a.
I thought it was a setup for me.
Exactly. That's what people do. They do it. So, and I really want you to play with a lot of the tools. So what you're having to do. This one, all I can tell you, you had to open up every darn little arrow. Because what I did, I actually got to the hotel. I got to that Comfort Inn. And I actually went in there, opened up every arrow. And when I got way down the middle, okay, there's a good question, make a question about it. That's how I did. I mean, so I knew they were there until I realized I switched acquisition mode, and I had to go back. So how many people had the problem when I switched acquisition mode and you didn't realize it? That sucks. It doesn't even tell you. You know, all of a sudden you get all this wrong stuff. I'm like, oh,
You need to have a different background or something.
I know, it'd be nice if it popped up with a red bar or something, but it does nothing. It sucks. But,
The one that confused me is I would put my computer into standby and come back and it would shut off the security down and I couldn't get any of the.
all right.
So like, for a while there, I was just trying to find a text message. I'm like, what? I just saw this. I just saw the text message. And
Yeah, and then it disappears. It doesn't. And, it sucks. And you don't realize it goes away. You're like, where is that? I can't find it.
It quote unquote tells you, but if you look at the top, it says security done or not.
Yeah,
But there's no other.
so I don't want you all to get discouraged. I'm just trying to make this real world. And I get a lot of comments like, wow, I'm so glad you make this tougher so we get to use the tools so in the real world you actually know how to do something. Yeah, that's why I do it. And again, I know it's really making people mad. And okay, this next project, you got 2 weeks. So I'm thinking you start the day before it's due. Probably not the right idea.
The hour. No. Start the hour.
Okay. So let's talk about PRTK. All right. Now, I put the assignment up here. Basically, it says do it yourself, blah, blah, blah. You have to break some passwords now using PRTK. Okay. I've given you some files, some Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Zip, Access, and OneNote. And I changed it up a little bit for this semester. I put a note here. This will be extremely slow. Let me explain why. Some files, it can actually reverse engineer the password. So they can be very quick. Some files it can't. AES encryption, which is on the newer Office files, those are extremely slow. Like when you do the zip file, you're probably going to get about 10 million passwords per second. You're going to get to Access, you're going to get 4. Not 4 million. I'm talking 4. And if there's 200,000 files in your dictionary, you're going to be doing 4. Okay? So when I say those are going to be extremely slow, I would probably get all the rest of them done first and then do those last. I mean, you can work on them at the same time, but the tool is kind of weird. We're going to look at that here in a little bit. We did have an issue with, was it this project? We only have 30 licenses. And I know you can be running this for a long period of time. So, and I got 2 classes of this. Same as NCase. FTK and NCase. Now, next year, I've already put a request in to double up the number of licenses, but I can't do anything this year. So, if you're using the tool, you're good.
You also copy?
Now, the zip file, it can actually break with no dongle. It's a demo. But point is, if you start this early, don't take up 2 weeks of the license as well. You know what I mean? Try that if you're going to take a break, turn it off, and do not use multiple instances because it's going to kill somebody else.
Oh God. Oh.
Again, I only have 30 licenses. If it need be, I can kick everybody off. I'm just telling you, I only got 30. Now, we've actually lost a few, so we might be close to the correct number of licenses for the number of students.
Each instance does take a license.
Every instance. If you've got 2, you got 2 licenses.
Please don't tell me we're gonna have to volunteer someone to give up their license.
They're going to do that so I can put 4 other people on the system.
I had to.
But I will pay you $1,000.
No.
No, that was perfect. Good idea. All right. Now, this is important. You do not need to have these tools installed. The tool will actually remove the passwords for you if you want to open the files. So in other words, we have a Word file with a password on it. You can actually open it without Word. It'll basically say open decrypted, whatever, and it'll just show you the contents of it. It will. You can also open a Google Drive, which you all have access. Y'all do know you get Office for free anyway?
Yep.
Okay. But this will show you the passwords and everything, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But no, I've had a student pass, well, I don't have Office, I can't do this assignment. Well, yes, you can. You can do it without it. Okay. I use a different language for each file, but explain what that means. So the word A-N, y'all agree it's an English word.
Yeah.
But there's odds it's also a French or Italian, or there's probably some other language as well. So if I didn't use "and," but say if I did and I chose it as English, and then it was also under French, and you thought it was French, but then technically I only put 1 English password, but there's a chance that English password could also be a French password. You know what I mean?
Who's that first?
I know. I don't know. There's no other way I can explain that to you. But I don't want you to run every language on every file. Once you say you're running this, I only did 1 language per file type.
French.
So say I ran 1. I did use French on one of them. Say you ran these and French broke a password, and it's a true French word. Don't use French on anything else because you've already used French.
Okay, so we will use
File type.
Which will be 1.
But if you're doing 2 Word files, they both could be French. See what I mean?
Oh, dog, now I'm confused.
Okay. The type, the language goes by type.
We need a graph. That's
No.
what we need.
I'm not getting a graph.
Remember, what was it?
So if you use a French word and it broke a Word file,
Remember the Sego, when you wrote in, they were all like pages. When you broke Lego, they were all just files.
Okay,
were
so
all
all
the
the
same
French,
type, so all the words
all
gonna be-
French, so French words will be used for Word documents.
Yes.
German will be used for.
Whatever.
Excel document. Exactly, exactly.
And then
So I don't know which
Spanish
one's
for
which,
PowerPoint.
but perfect example. Maybe
Okay.
Word is French, and Excel is German, and PowerPoint is Spanish.
There we go. He's
Now I will tell you, there's an issue.
1 language per file type. That makes
There is an issue with Unicode character sets and non-printable characters. I did not include any of those. For instance, there's some Japanese letters that appear one way,
Kanji.
but are not that way. So if I was to view the password, I don't know Japanese, but pretend the word was chair, C-H-A-I-R, that's what I would see, that's what I would type in, but it's not technically chair. It could be some other funky character for Japanese. I tried not to include any of those to solve this problem. I think those are all gone. I think it's weird, but we've had issues with it. Except I would put in a password, and I'd run the tool, and it wouldn't break it. So I'd call Access Data, like, oh yeah, that's because that's a special simplified version of Chinese, and really it's technically not chair. It's really chair with a flower pot in the middle or something, you know. Because we can only view certain characters on our screen. I know it's. I didn't put that in there. Okay. You'll be randomly giving 2 files of each type above. All you're required to do is break those. Okay. I do realize there are other tools available, but just try PRTK. Okay. Don't turn in nothing. But let me explain something about a Keyspace attack real quick. When you're adding these tools, it will ask you what type of attack you want to do. You only want to do dictionary attacks. It will do Keyspace attacks. What a Keyspace attack is, for instance, maybe I took the word cat and I hashed it. You know, I don't know what hashing is at this point. Maybe I got an MD5 hash of cat. Okay? So obviously, if you were trying to break that password, the word cat would become the hash would break it. But if I just randomly typed in those set of MD5 characters, it would break it as well. But I wouldn't know the word was cat. See what I mean?
You just know that they matched.
Right. They match. And the problem is when you go to put the answer, for me, the matching MD5 is not the answer. Cat would be the answer. So like it says here, Keyspace Attacks used to applications that use 32-bit encryption or less. Because of the small number of possible keys, it tries every possible key until it finds it. It doesn't take the word cat and hash it. It just does brute force it. But it doesn't reverse it, so you don't know what word produced that key.
Oh, wait, could we take the hash? And then
You possibly could. I don't think it gives you the hash. It might give you the hash, but the point is Keyspace will not give you. I've had students in the past give me the Keyspace answer, and that's not what I need. Kind of understand that?
You need the actual, like what you would type in.
I want cat.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if you do Keyspace, sometimes it'll tell you, oh, I broke it, and the password is 82 characters long, and they're all random hex values. Well, that wasn't the password. That was the Keyspace. I'm assuming someone was totally confused on that, but I did the best I could. Okay. All right, the password attack decrypts the password that locks the decryption attack decrypts the password then locks the file. You can read about this. It's up there as well. But you really just want to do dictionary. Okay. So I recommend only running the following rules. These should be sufficient to break them all. Should means used to indicate what is probable. Probable is almost certain as far as one knows or can tell. Almost means, but might not always. So I'm giving you these 4 rules here. These should break them.
Only one's going to work.
But my point is, none of them might work. That's why I said they should.
So you should get 100.
But you might not. See, the problem is, I don't know, say I got 20 Word files. Maybe rule 310 will break 19 of them, but that last one sucks and it can't get it. And if Wendy, you got that one, I'm sorry, you're done.
I always get the one.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to adjust that. But FTK, not FTK, PRTK is known to break every password. This is how this is their advertising. It's amazing. This will break any password in 7 days. Why would you advertise that? This is yes, we are excessively slow, but we will do it. But the point is, they have so many rules involved. To run all the rules, it'll take about a week. Okay? But if you're doing 20 words, you don't have 20 weeks. So the odds are, if you do it the way I'm listing those 4 rules, it'll do it a lot quicker. But if not, go the long way around. Okay, which I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Yeah, 10 weeks. All right, if you want to run, I want you to run it at home. You can download it from the link I got, or else you can download it straight from Access Data. It turns out with the last project, so many of you were downloading the stuff at the same time, plus the people from Pentest were downloading stuff, the Dropbox kicked me off. They're like, too many file downloads, your access has been denied. So I moved them all to my Google Drive. Did you know that as our student accounts actually have unlimited Google Drive space? I didn't know that. So I moved everything there. So now you need to connect to a licensing server. Seen that before somewhere?
On the midterm.
Okay.
They will be on the final.
Complete the quiz for lab 11 and enter the passwords for each of the quiz. That's all you got to do. It looks similar to this. Using PRTK, what is the password for word 10.knock? Okay. You get like 20 of them, I think. You only need to do yours. Now, what else was there? When you go to the quizzes there, I know this is going to confuse someone. Please don't let it. You'll see I put these out of order. It's 9, then 11, then 10. Remember we talked about this last time?
Yes.
It doesn't mean, well, 10's not available yet. I can't do it. And I can't do 11 until I do 10. Now, we talked about that last time. So, okay. And this is due on the 25th at 5:30 p.m.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. And if you want to actually give you a preview, yeah, this is a preview. It's not necessarily your words. They look exactly like this. What is the password for zip 9? What is the password for zip 8? And zip literally breaks instantly. It's like, oh, done. Oh, you got 2 of these guys.
20 for each, you said? There's 20 words.
You have 12 each.
I'm saying like out of the PowerPoint. Or out of
I think there's either 10 or 20. There must only be 10. There's only 10.
Okay, so there's only going to be 10 access, there's going to be 10 words.
But you only get 2 of the 10.
Yes, okay.
All right. So when you and
Juan
get together,
we'll be good.
yeah, he'll do the work for you. Just make sure whatever money you get, you share. All right. So everybody okay on that? Now let's talk about PRTK. I downloaded the ISO file from my web link that y'all have. That y'all found it, hopefully. Okay, it's all there. Now if I open up PRTK, there's a lot of documentation here. Look through it. And by the way, we have actual maintenance from Access Data. If you have problems, call them. Just tell them you're a student at Rose State College, and if they want, it's registered under my name. So,
Just don't want us to call you.
well, trust me, I call them. Sometimes like, I can't get this to work, and that's the time when that whole chair thing, I'm like, I'm using simplified Japanese, and it's not, I'm like, oh, just because you're seeing chair, it's not really chair. It's chair with the, well, that sucks. I can't do that for assignment. So, but they really explain those other things quite well. So you can actually do auto run, or I think you can go straight into PRTK and run it. Okay. I was going to pre-install it, but I figured you guys wanted to watch me install it.
Yes.
I know, it's pretty interesting here. I did download it first, though. Come on. Hey, while this is downloading, the 5th through 9 June and 10 through 14 July, I'm doing the 2-week summer camp thing. I will need some part-time people to help assist. It pays, I think, $10 an hour. If you're interested, and you need to be halfway. What we need someone for is, I'm up there lecturing on something, I can't get my whatever to work, you can go help. So, I mean, if you think you can do your, that's just a good learning experience. Okay, so now I'm going to run PRTK. Now this is a new version. In the past, PRTK would hang up. So, okay. Now it should, since I've run FTK on here, it should actually remember my licensing information, and it did. What? Huh? What? Who?
Kick Roy out.
His directions.
His direction. He's got one problem.
Okay.
Click next, and then you'll
It should remember your
install
licensing
this
information if you have FTK installed at all. If not, just put it in. I'll give you a picture of it. Now, let's see what else is in there. There's a user manual. Now, there's something called recovery modules. Let me explain what those are. These are all the files that it can break. So it'll literally show you every single kind of file that it can break. You could break the Kremlin. You could break MS Mail. You can break Office, OpenOffice, PDF, PGP, ProWrite, RAR, Scheduler, SourceSafe. You can actually break steganography tools. So you can even use it for that. So, I mean, it can do a lot of stuff. TrueCrypt, WSFTP, Yahoo Messenger. We all use that, don't we? Okay. So it can actually break a lot of different stuff. Okay. A couple other things in here. You don't really need anything else in here, but under the tools, we're going to be messing with the tools and we're going to be messing with the profiles. Let's go talk about the tools first. Okay. In the tools, we have something called a standard dictionary generator. I'm not requiring you to use this time, but I'm going to explain how it works because it is a nice thing if you ever want to use it. With this, you can select a text file. Do I have a text file somewhere? Let's make a text file.
Make one.
I'm going to make one. I think I know how. Where's my folder? There it is. I'm going to make a text file. I'm going to say new text file. My text file. Okay. Roy is dumb and lazy. Not dumb. So I have a text file, okay? Now I can go in here and I can browse for my source file. In this case, happens to be on my desktop, called my text file, and I can generate. Now, under more settings, you can tell it, use letters, use words. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff. But if you just do generate, what this is doing was it just generated a dictionary for me. Now, if I go over here to Dictionary Browser, now, this tool always crashes. Let's see if it doesn't. I'm going to look for my text file. There it is. See it? I'm going to do View Entries. There it is. Made a text file. Roy is gifted and lazy. Isn't that awesome? Don't run on the board. So, all that did was it converted that text file into a format we could use with this tool. Easy enough. In FTK, we really haven't stressed this in this class yet, but in FTK, you can do something called export word list. Have I mentioned that at all in here? Well, let me explain what that is. Imagine I got this case over here. I got Juan's hard drive. What are the odds that Juan has written his password down somewhere? It's pretty darn good. In one aspect, he probably typed it somewhere. So if I was to take Juan's hard drive, import it into FTK, it will index his entire hard drive. And you can actually export that index into a text file. So it would be an awesome dictionary to use against Juan's hard drive because it's Juan's information. So then when I go to bring his files, I could use that as a dictionary. You understand why you'd want to do that? It'd be very handy. Okay. So let's go back into dictionary 2. Okay, let's go back into the other place. This hasn't crashed yet. That's kind of scary. All right. So you can also check the info on them. You can go in there and it'll tell you how many entries are in it, so on and so forth. Okay. Now let's go into a biographical dictionary. This is kind of cool. Say we got a bad guy here. His name is Roy Baguette.
Roy Baguette, what?
You can add his name. He also goes by Roy. By Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
I know his state. He's from Oklahoma. And he's also confused. State. And his city is Midwest. Okay. So there you go. So I added some information about Roy. Okay. Now I could go over here and generate, and we're going to call this Roy Bio. Okay, now if I go Dictionary Browser, find Roy Bio at the top, I'm going to view entries. Wasn't that, where is, it's down here then, Roy, saw it, Roy Bio. What it did, I know it's hard to see, but it took all that information I made and generated a dictionary on it. I mean, it took specific letters, it took words, it pre-appended, kind of think of it like John the Ripper, it kind of did it for you So it's kind of cool. It went through all that stuff I gave him and said, hey, you know what? We're going to use any combination we can possibly think of because he might have used it as a password. And if you had a lot of information about a person, you can see how that might actually work. You can put anything in there. Just because you literally could put anything. Okay, so that is a biographical. You could do a passphrase, same kind of thing. You'll use the text file and generate a dictionary. You can use permutation, same kind of thing. You'll use a file, and they're all pretty much the same. But under the settings, they have a few different options. Like you can tell it, I want a permutation that is 2 words long and with a minimum of 8 characters long. Or is that maximum? That's a maximum of 8 characters long. So there's just different settings you can use on all of them. Okay. I'm not going to require you to use them. I'm just showing you that they're there. You can also generate a normal dictionary, and most of the settings in there are going to be the same. Okay.
Like how do we log out of the server? We're not.
Close out PRTK.
Close out.
Yeah. Good question, though. Now, golden dictionaries. Once we remember that pot file we had in John?
Yep.
That's a golden dictionary. What we could do is maybe we have a dictionary where we broke something, and then we could actually merge them.
Can we go online and find dictionaries?
Probably.
Yeah.
But think about it. Yeah, Kathleen and Sandy here. Kathleen could break something and share her dictionary with Sandy, and then they can merge them together. Now we have a dictionary with both. Hey, if you work for a police force, this would be an awesome feature. I mean, you spend days and weeks and years and months breaking passwords and share it with somebody else that's done it. And it could be a real big benefit. With that one there, you just point to them and it puts them into one. So pretty simple. So that's the dictionary tools. I'm not really requiring you to do much in here, but I just wanted you to make you available. And it didn't crash this year. That's awesome. First time ever. Oh, that's new. Copy all passwords to clipboard. Brand new option. Now let's go over here to profiles and rules. Okay. Profiles. These are pre-made profiles. You can use them if you like. You can change them. It doesn't mean I use them. But let's look at English. I'm going to do edit. It's called English. Here's just the comments about it. And it's basically got English checked. And it's going to be checking digits, lowercase, uppercase, diacritics. And so, what? We're not using that one. Okay. Now, the dictionary the English is using is common. See, the EN is English. So what do you think DE is? Deutsch, very good. How about ES? Espanol, France, Italian, Japanese, Russian, Slavic, Arkansas.
Wait, what?
Arabic. The Arkansas, y'all got the, see, it's like they do not have the word teeth, they have the word tooth. So, yeah, they have a different dictionary in there. So, but when you select your language, it auto selects them. Does that mean that's all you can use? You know what? I want to check English and Roy. Okay, so actually, you know what? I want to use the other way. Okay, so I can select that Roy. And I can also include, so you can go through and select whichever you want. You can actually go in there and select all of them. But you know what? Say, you know, Juan back there, since he's probably going to work on this immediately, he's going to select all of it. And then he's going to break one with German. So what should you do next time? Uncheck German. Very good. Unless there's only broken one word file with a German, then you need to break the other word file with a German. Understand? Okay. So, and you can select none. You can go up here and select multiple languages up here. It's pretty easy to select that stuff. Now, we're going to do it in a minute. I'm showing you how it works. We're going to break one. Now, down here are the rules. See them? One-digit search. So it's going to try the number 1. Let's try the number 2. That's probably going to try the number 0 first. So it's literally going to check 1 digit. Then it's going to try 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits. 1 digit plus a language-specific search. So it's going to maybe 1 digit, then an English word. Okay? So it's going to do a 0, then a word out of the English dictionary, that kind of stuff. Okay? Or 2 letters, or, you know, just all kinds of different options in there. Possibly.
Probable.
Probable.
May not
and
always.
sometimes, maybe, probably not. The reason I put all that in there is it was something it wouldn't break. And it's like, you said it would. Well, no. It's one of those things that this is a computer. The software is updated all the
I
time.
always read this.
We know after Hydra that everything is hunky-dory with all these pieces of software. And this is a new version, so we don't know. So what I would do if I was you is I would select none. I'll get out of here and find whatever numbers I gave you. I think 310 was one of them, wasn't it? Actually, I think 310 is the best one. Oh, 310 is already selected. Sweet. Then I'll move it to the very top. Sit there and 310 and move it up. Move it all the way to the very top. And it's actually going up, see? You don't have to move it up. As long as you unselect everything else, you can literally just select that one separately, okay? But if you select all this stuff, it's going to take forever. Okay?
Like 17 days.
About 7 days, yes, about 7 days, exactly. I don't know what some of these mean.
Just your liking or orange.
I've actually called them before. Now, what the heck is a 6 Markov character with a threshold of, and they're like, well, I still don't know what they told me. So I don't know what all these mean. But, you know, really, those ones I gave you, what you're really doing is performing a dictionary search, which means first word in the, but it doesn't necessarily work that way. If you actually read the files, they'll tell you how they actually work. So sometimes there was one of them, I needed like a reverse dictionary search. I'm like, what? The word was chair. I typed in chair. Yeah, but technically chair is reversed. And so those 4 should work though. In the past, I told students use 219 only. Well, then I found that they didn't necessarily do it. That's why we're using 310. I think, what's 310 say? Uses as is, which should mean, directly out of the dictionary. Finish. You running over there?
Tally works.
Imagine. Other stuff. All right, so
What needs a real job?
310. Yeah, 310 should be your first choice. Okay. I just can't guarantee that. So I'm going to hit cancel here. Now, maybe I want to use English, so I can actually new from English. So I can do this and create a new one called Ken that's based upon English. Or you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can go with Russian. You can do, I don't even know what's in PRTK. The level profile are ordered by research conducted on recovered passwords. Each level completes in 24 hours or less each level. Whoa, we might be here a while. Wow.
7 days.
Yeah. So I said they updated this. I really don't. Oh, and you can even change the order of these now. That's cool.
So 7 days time. So 7 days time. So
Yes. It's okay. So let's
490. Oh, no, that's
find one. Let me, hold on, I gotta find a word real quick.
7 times 7 days.
I need to go here. No, we don't want that one.
Yeah, 49 days left in class. I know.
Let's get cracking.
Okay, let's go into a couple semesters ago. Let's go into PRTK. Oh, sample password. We're gonna do that one. Okay, so this tool is really pretty simple to use. Now, this is the hard part, just like an end case. Be very careful how you do this. Take it, and you drop it.
There's no add evidence button.
Whoa. Now, I think they spent more time on this animation than anything. Now, when it comes up, you can select your profile at this point. You can also give it a name, and you can say next. Now, here's the stuff that's kind of important. Depending on the file, you're going to get different options here. Okay, so at the bottom, this is an Office 97 document. We're going to do a password attack, a dictionary attack. That sounds good. Oh, a Keyspace attack. No, we don't want that one. says, because what it'll do is it'll break it, but you won't be able to see what the password is. You get into it. Maybe you don't need to see the password. You just want to get into it. Keyspace is fine. It's quick. And it just does, but you need to know the password. Okay. This will be unique to the file and cannot be used to decrypt other files. It is unique to that one. Okay, we have another Keyspace, so we're going to uncheck that. Oh, another Keyspace, we're going to check that. Now we're going to say we're doing English. Let's do finish. Now it adds all this stuff in here, and all the letters fill up. It's getting full. Oh, okay, it's running. Now, when it's running, you can double click on it and look up here what it's doing. See, it's going through, and if you look at, oh, it's done. Crap. Okay. But if you look, these are the number of tries. So whatever that first one is, lowercase word selected from dictionary was 5,600. But as we get down in rules, some of these could take a while. What's that? That's 13 billion, 420. That's just for this one rule. So you can see how they could take a while to do it. And it tells you how many passwords per second. We don't know because it literally finished that quick. Okay. Now in the information, it's also, there's the MD5 of the file, and the password is cat. Okay. And we found it in the 3-letter language-specific search in Rule BAS 106. Easy enough to do. Okay. Now, since we already broke it, it's in my golden dictionary, so I never have to break cat again. It will just know cat. That was simple anyway. Okay. Let's see if I can find one more demo for you. I have another demo. Answers. What now?
Do you have one like in different language?
I don't have one in another language. Sorry. I have a zip file with password on it somewhere. Just trying to find one. 2004. EL1. Let's see. Files using Xcred. Files will be cracked. Darn it. Still don't have a. I'm looking for a zip file.
Suppose you could just make a zip file.
Actually, you know what? I guess I could. Fine. I'll make you one. Let me show you. Actually, that's good because some of you probably don't know how to do that. So I'm going to go on my desktop here, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go with 7-zip, and I'm going to say add to archive. It's called mytestfile.txt, and the password is going to be okay. So now we have a file. So now I'm going to take that file, whoops, that file, move it in there. And you'll notice it gives me different options here in a minute. Oh, hold on a minute. Let's add to archive. And we want to create a zip file. Sorry. I don't know if this one can do 7-zip or not. Okay. Now it's going to be a zip file instead of a 7-zip file. Get rid of that one. It was bad. Yeah, it can actually do 7. It can do zip files without a dongle even. It's the only demo type it can do. All right, it brought it up. We're going to do English again. Now you notice here, there's really no options. Dictionary, there's nothing else. So this time we want to go to passwords per second. Come on. Okay, it's adding. It's queued. Now this whole queuing thing is just, okay, now it's running. Come on, do something. It updates like once every 5 seconds. This is, oh, it did it already. You gotta be kidding me. Found my super secret password with Zombo. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, we need to get a tougher one.
Whoa.
Sound a little calm.
You guys liked that, didn't you? Did it do it? Let's see.
Can you open up the assignment on YouTube?
Yes?
Start showing up. How am I supposed to work in class? You don't know.
You just said, can I? Yes, I can. No.
How am I supposed to have this done?
It'll open up in a minute or 20. Because it prevents you guys from doing it. Okay, now we're going to bring it up. Starting. Tell me. Okay, there we go. 11 million per second. Yeah, so see, it actually tells you which ones it's on. It's not going to get this one.
7 days ago.
All right, so while that's doing that, let me bring up, that's not it. Let me bring up this. I want to go into last fall. I'm going to bring in access was slow. Didn't I say that? These are one of y'all's. So if you happen to get access 1, you're going to get a free preview of that word. Okay, dictionary attack, which is nice. Now you can pause these. Once this one starts, I'll pause the other one because it's never going to get it. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pause this one. Now this one should queue. Come on, start running. There it goes. And don't ask me why they pause. I don't know why. It just randomly does. Come on. Oh, it's actually giving me more than 4. How many are we getting? Come on.
6.
Maybe it's the one note that's slow, but one of them is very slow. Is it done? No, it's still running. It's so small a number, I can't put it on the graph. Yes, it's still going. Come on, show me something. Normally this graph updates. Oh, it's averaging 3. Wow, it's averaging 3 million. So access is not the slow one. Let's try, which one is the slow one then? Maybe it was OneNote. I know something slow. And I'm like, oh boy. Let's try OneNote. Now, that being said, access could still be slow. It just happens to be doing a little bit better right now. Come on. Let's pause our access guy. And if you dump in all the words, running all the dictionaries, it's obviously going to be slow. Oh, did I? Come on, queue up. Run, run, baby, run. Run, Forrest, run. There it goes, running. Come on, show me something. I will tell you, one of them is really slow. The student's like, it's only doing 4. I'm like, yeah, that's true. It's really. Maybe it takes a.
GPU acceleration does not help.
Come on, show me something. There you go, 72. It's a lot slower than 13 million. Okay, but it must have been the person was running more than one at the time. But still, 72 when there's how many words in the dictionary?
There was 11 million on the other.
Yes, so it's a little bit difference in speed. So don't complain when it's slow. I know it's slow. Yeah, because you see, this is not, yeah, so But some of them will be fast. Zip is fast. The Word document, when the password is cat, is fast. But some of the other ones are not. Okay, and you can delete it. Now, sometimes when you delete them, when you reboot your machine, they come right back in again. I don't know why. Maybe they fixed it in this version. I don't know. So I'm going to pause this guy. And I should be able to delete these. But it's really, again, maybe they fixed the whole pausing, running, deleting, queuing thing because it was really weird last year. There was no rhyme or reason to why it did it. Okay, well, there it goes. All right, so pretty simple to do. And once you do get them, they'll tell you what the passwords are. They are, if you click on it, it should tell you right there the password was Zombo. Did it?
Under results.
Oh, yeah. And now we do this new option right here. We can click on that, copy them all to clipboard. Nice. So now we can go over here. Not that one. We don't want OneNote anymore. We're going to go here. And we're going to go in here and see what it actually does. Because I don't know. This is the new option. Ooh, Zombo and cat. It probably didn't tell you which file was which. So everybody okay on what to do? It's not a complicated project at all. It just could be time consuming. So I don't know what the best way is. Take some words and put it against all the languages, and what's up to you. Just don't wait until Monday of 2 weeks from now. Okay. All right, that's all we got. Now again, I'm gone next week, so don't call me. I won't call you. All right. So signing off.
Can you give us access to it?
Fine, I'll give you access to it as soon as I get out of this.
No, he's not gonna open it till Monday.
Later, Jesse.
Next